Oh, it's consoles. Silver console.
We don't have 2 healers. That's and we have 1 tank. That's unfortunate. No. Oh wait, we have a Zen. Never mind. We don't have 2 tanks though. Yo guys, hold back here. Don't hold in the choke. Hold back here, guys. Hold back.
Rhine comparison. So we'll compare the silver Reinhardt. Ooh.
We can. Okay. We can hold in here then.
Well, you definitely don't want to hold in a hotel.
We'll get them when they come past the gate. No?
I like that you're trying to coordinate with your team, and you wanted to hold in the initial position, but right, one person doing something wrong is a mistake. Your team doing something wrong is a strategy. So a bit of an interesting hold position here. Not quite sure
There's no need, dude.
what you're trying to accomplish here.
Don't show comp yet. Don't show comp. Don't show comp.
Don't show comp.
Let's wait. Let's wait. Let's wait. That's nice to know. They're coming in. Focus the run. Focus the run. Focus the run. Focus the run.
I like the comms.
Winston
I do
now.
like the
Help me
comms.
with a Winston. Let's go, boys. Help me up. 1 team fight, boys. That's how you do it.
Okay, I love this guy. What the hell?
Let's not feed.
Shot calling and everything. Nobody else is talking. Probably on the other team either.
I have
Nice.
shatter. I have shatter.
And you're calling your ult.
Let's get it, boy. Let's get it.
Oh,
Wait,
you're
don't
mo-
use it yet.
Oh,
Let me get
you
my
got
ult. I'm on
your
50.
team's talking to you now.
No, I'm not waiting that long. You're not gonna go.
Now that bubble's down, you're free to
Oh,
land a hammer.
I got it. I'm gonna get it quickly.
Oh, you're not going to use it, eh?
Heals, heals. Yo, you're not.
Oh, that's
Okay.
unluckers.
Help, help, help.
Why? Focus the. Okay, yeah. Focus the Winston.
My ult's ready.
Coming to point.
So you missed the Mercy. You walked right past her.
No way. He is so low. Soldier so low.
You got him! Ah. Charge. Oop, you just knocked him back.
Go away, monkey.
Go away, angry monkey, go away! So I really like your calling.
Do not let him get TP. TP.
One of the things is that
They have point. They have point.
people
Vigor,
who
just
are
die,
really
just die.
and you're even calling people to die and whatnot, so you've obviously put a lot of effort into learning this game, which is really nice to see. Really nice to see. However, one of the things that you can ask your teammates for information. So if you die or you lose track of things, you can just ask, what are we on, or what's the target, or things like that. And then whoever is shooting something will just say, I'm shooting this, and then you'll just go with that. So don't feel like you always need to call. If you don't have anything to say, if you're not sure what to say, either say nothing or ask your team for what they're doing or what they see.
Guys, don't feed. Die, so we get good spawns. Die on point. Die on point.
Well, if they die on point, you're not going to get
Group
good
up,
spawns.
next
They
fight.
would have had to back off and survive. So you had the right intention. You just kind of you had 2 wires
More
crossed.
chill.
So it's kind of the difference between knowledge and understanding, right? Is that you know that it's good to die on payload, but you also know that you don't want shit spawns. So the wires crossed there, and you gave a wrong instruction, which is fine. This is silver. That instruction is no problem at all.
Hey, buddy, calm down. Buddy.
Yes, don't feed, die, right? That's just a confusion.
Group, spread out into the alley.
Dude, can you stop? Can you not talk us loud? It's hurting my ears.
I'm fucking dead. I'm fucking dead. If that happened to me, you know, I am not a man to scream into a microphone. But if that would happen to me in a comp game, I would have reached over and slapped my mixer to max volume and just let her rip into the microphone. This guy'd be getting the XQC treatment in 3 fucking nanoseconds. if that guy said it to me. Oh my lord.
Buddy, calm down over there.
Group, spread out into the alley.
Dude, can you stop? Can you not talk as loud? It's hurting my ears.
Can
talk
you
more,
not
dude?
talk as loud? It's hurting my ears.
Watch out for this round. He's gonna have shatter.
Priceless.
He's pushing aggressive. I'm trying to bait the shatter.
Oh,
No,
you
put my
blocked
shield
it
up,
though.
Jayne.
You
What
had
do you
your
mean?
shield up. You kidding me with that
Got him.
that bait and the block?
I'm charging in. I have shatter. I want to use it. Kill a mercy now.
I need
I need
healing.
heals.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I was wondering if you were just leaving.
If we are talking about landing the hammer, making sure that the bubble is down so it can't be blocked is good. But also, you weren't in really a good position. If you're in the areas where you are going to try and land a hammer, landing a hammer where the opponents are in like straight lines is good. So we had this corner here, right here. So if you had moved forward and then shattered here, you would have gotten all of them. But the other thing you can do is that people will just instinctively chase fleeing targets. So if you give them a ton of space by like running away, they will chase you into this alley. Then you can turn and slam them once they're all again lined up like ducks in a row. So don't try and force a hammer at a corner is what I'm trying to say.
No, don't use trance there. That's unfortunate.
You're being too loud. Can I turn myself down? Sorry, chat.
Coming back to point. Nice. Junkrat behind. Howdy. Okay, that's unfortunate. Let him have a little distance here. Come around to the corner. Winston, no lump.
Can you go back and explain the bait? Sure, I can do that. Okay, so this is where the hammer was happening, right? So you wanted to block the shatter here, which is fine, like the bait, right? So your team is behind you. Your team is behind you, and I feel like you blocked that shatter, honestly. But one of the things that you can, if you are looking for a shatter, you either want to be here. And here isn't the greatest spot ever because they can hide in this little room. But what I was trying to say is that there's two kind of things to it. People will automatically chase what is fleeing. So if you're like, oh no, dangerous, I gotta run away, and then you give a lot of space, opponents will normally take the space that is given to them. So if you have them in this location...
I love your stream getting me through my move smile.
Nice. Good luck with your move, dude. Moves are not easy. But yeah, once you've chased them back, suddenly they're all chasing you. And if they are doing this, if their tank has moved up to this location right here, then their supports themselves here no longer have a line of sight on their tanks. So the tanks are going to have to, or the supports are going to have to turn the corner to keep up their tanks, which also puts them at threat of the shatter. So try and manipulate the positioning of the opponent in order to land a shatter. The other thing is that you don't have to land a shatter on all 6 of them. Just landing a shatter on like 1 if it's a very important target, or 2 is fine. Absolutely fine. But yeah, just try not to shatter at corners. Also because never, ever, ever shatter near curved surfaces. Curved surfaces are the fucking devil when you're on Reinhardt. Like, never. Never. Just fucking... Not even to mention that the floor's got holes in it. But, yeah, go for the very reliable shatter hits on, like, 1 or 2 people. But curved surfaces fuck shatter so badly. Just don't even attempt it. Corners, curved surfaces are bad. Go for the guaranteed slams on 1 or 2 high-value targets.
Okay. Help me with the Winston, please.
Put your shield up, put your shield up.
Focus to Winston. Okay,
Got her
Reinhardt
touch.
now. Reinhardt.
Got her touch. Shit.
Kill Reinhardt. He's in the back. Kill him. Let's go, Shatter.
Don't let the Mercy res. Don't let the Mercy res.
Could have just slammed her, honestly. 100. If you slam a Mercy, worth it. 100% worth it. Anyway, fun tip for Reinhardt in general is if you charge and you hit this pole right here. So if you hit a person on this pole, if they don't fall into the pit themselves, remember that your Reinhardt has knockback, right? So if you slam a person into this pole and then swing right to left, it will feed them into the pit. If you pin a like a ulting Zenyatta or anything into that pole, this is a very well-known pole, but it just happens so often on this point, is that if you pin anybody, instead of trying to put them into a wall, put them into that pole and then swing right to left. Same sort of thing you can do on a map like Volskaya. Mumo's done that. A lot of Kaiser does that all the time. I think Kaiser was the first guy that I saw doing it. But on how do you swing in a predictable direction? First swing is always right to left. I wish you could control the direction of your swing. Wouldn't that be just awesome? Anyway, so there's a few things. It's just to be aware of. Is that if you are charging and a pit is on your right, you can't really do anything about it. Right? You can't do much about it. But, so doing this, not super useful. Except for destroying railings, I guess. But if you are ever charging and there's some sort of surface or anything like this, then if you end your charge with a pit on your left, make sure to just swing. So if you do that, and then whoop, they're in the pit. Because there is a bit of a stun animation after charge finishes, where the opponent can't really react themselves. And if you hold space after your pin, you'll go even farther. So you need to start way farther back in order to do this. But just like a very, very niche tip is try and terminate your charges with pits and environmentals on your left, so you can knock people into them with your hammer swing. Hey, Fizzy.
Oh, she got res. Shattering. Huge shatter.
Telling them that doesn't allow them to follow up on it any better. You have a Bastion now? You do.
It's okay.
Also, if your team doesn't follow up on your hammer when you slam people, that is your fault, not your team's.
I got the jump grab.
Lotto charge. Let's go, dude!
Stagger them.
Let's
Stagger
go!
Stagger
You've
this
obviously spent
Push on him,
effort
push on
learning
him.
this game. So if I was to,
Let's go,
if I was to,
Get back.
I was gonna say, if I was gonna nitpick any one thing, it would be your awareness, like the existence of a Mercy.
Let's go. Get back. Get. Pushed on her. Let's go. Get back. Get back.
Winston.
So you got a
back,
good
get back,
understanding of the
get back,
game,
get back.
but in order to actually apply your knowledge of the game to the game, you've got to know what the fuck is going on. So, first step to doing that is graphics settings to fucking minimum. Absolutely. Remove all visual clutter you possibly can. That's the first step. Does console not have settings? LOL! Good luck, console. Get fucked. LOL. Okay. Actually, though, that sucks ass. Actually? Holy shit, that's awful. You can't change graphics setting on console? That sucks. Okay. The next thing to do is keep track of things based off of the kill feed. But there's a couple things that you can do to help your awareness. Is you can do things like you can set a timer for yourself, some random amount of time, like 79 seconds or something like that. And then pick a friendly target and an enemy target. Pick 2 people. One guy based on name who's on your team, and one guy based on name who's on the opponent's team. And have it beside you on your desk. And then you set that timer to go, and when it rings, if you didn't know, it's not like the timer rings and then you have to go find out where those people are and what they were doing. You try and keep track of those 2 people constantly while you're playing everything, and then if the timer goes off and you didn't know where they were, you failed. Another kind of like test you can do to try and increase your awareness is play without sound, and you can either turn your sound off or turn your music up so you can't hear the game. And if you can't rely on audio cues, which you shouldn't really rely on anyway because of things like crouching and flanking and blah, 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 you're going to have to be a lot more wary with your eyes. So, but you definitely need to work on your awareness. And it's a very tough one for people to work on, and there's no real way that you can do it. You can do kind of some of these like really cheesy drills, but a conscious effort into just trying to absorb more of the information will help you, because your game knowledge is pretty good. I assume you're a viewer of this channel at the very least. So your game knowledge is very good, but you're struggling to apply it because you're not able to recognize enough of the game state at one time to make the correct decisions. Hey, Blinky, good to see you.
Get back. I got you.
If I play without sound, I play very badly. For example, plat plebes are good because McCrees that are flanking, they never crouch. Okay, so the statement, if I play without sound, I play very badly, is exactly the purpose of playing without sound. That is the purpose. You will be worse, and you will have to make up for the lack of audio cues, and honestly, the sound design in Overwatch is really good. You'll have to make up for the lack of audio cues with visual awareness and understanding of when you should be checking for a McCree on that flank. And instead of relying on Ryujin no Karaoke to tell you you're about to be made into sushi by some angry weeb, you're going to be like, I wonder if that Genji is close to Blade. If he is close to Blade, when, where, and how is he going to use it? So instead of going on fucking autopilot and then just like hearing this voice line that's going to trigger you like, oh yeah, they had a Genji. If you can't have an advanced warning based on sound, your other senses are going to have to improve to compensate. So yes, playing without sound is a handicap, but that's the fucking purpose.
Help me with this Riptire.
Valiant effort.
Shatter again.
Valiant effort. I'm not mad. That is not angry.
These Reinhardt should have Shatter.
There is still more to my tale.
Oh, you almost got him.
That was unfortunate. Shatter again, dude. It's huge.
Swing first.
It's huge. Come on.
One day I'll get through a Rhine VOD without having to explain the Fire Strike cancel. One day.
Kill her Mercy. Focus her.
Out of all the Reinhardt VODs that I've done, I don't think I have ever encountered a Rhine VOD that has actually done the Fire Strike cancel. Anyway, so Hammer Tech. So the first thing is that if you land a hammer, the following steps are, unless you are out of range, you walk forward, you swing, and then you animation cancel your swing with a crouched Fire Strike. Hammer, swing, crouch, Fire Strike. Yes, crouched. The reason why you do it crouched is because if they're laying right in front of you, if they're laying right in front of you, you will be able to fire strike one target. But if there are two targets lined up, you could maybe fire strike between them to hit both, or you can crouch so that when you throw the fire strike parallel to the ground, the bottom of its hitbox will pierce all the targets. Only after shatter do you crouch fire strike. So if there's two people that are in a line but too far away for you to actually kind of like fire strike, you would slam. So let's say there's one guy here and then one guy here. Where the fuck did my spray go? Is it under the snow? It's under the snow. Anyway. So yeah, you slam. So you slam, swing, crouch. Fuck. God damn it. Slam, swing, crouch, fire strike. So, there you go. There's and of course there's the actual fire strike cancel itself, where you can activate a fire strike at any point in time, right? So the hammer has a hitbox that travels across your screen, so you don't have to wait for a swing to complete to activate your fire strike. And if you want to do it even earlier, you can look to the left, so the hammer actually hits things on the right side of your screen, and you only have to go through like a third of a hammer swing. So basically, as soon as there's an impact, you can start moving into the fire strike. So you don't have to wait out the full swing of the hammer before you activate a fire strike. Do people actually do this in game? XQC does it all the time. Yeah. Yeah, people definitely do this in game. Crouching is really hard to tell though when you're just watching third person. So. And how do you do charge? How do you do charge? Let's go into practice range for this one. How many times do you explain this? Literally every single Reinhardt VOD. It drives me crazy. This is why I can't do one-on-one coaching. That fucking charge made sense. What the hell? I actually missed my hammer swing there. Eh. Oh, there's another really kind of like funny tech with Fire Strike, is the fact that Fire Strike is generated on your center of mass. So you don't actually have to hit things with your Fire Strike. As long as you're next to them, and on your right side, because the Fire Strike is generated off the right side, it's more to the right side at least. So you don't actually have to look at the bot to hit it with Fire Strike. That's another fun thing about Reinhardt. So if something's right next to you, you can hit that thing as well as the thing in front of you with a Fire Strike. What is the tip that I was actually supposed to be talking about? The hammer tech, right. So what you want to do, how do you use charge? So the way that you want to do charge is you want to kill all of the squishy targets with your hammer swings and your fire strikes, because if you charge somebody as they're standing up, the pin will count towards the ult charge of your next hammer. So you should be leaving a successful hammer down with about 25 to 30% to your next ultimate, because pinning will do 300, which is 15, and then a hammer swing does 5%, 5% ult charge, which would put you to 20, and then fire strike puts you to 27. So if you hammer, and then there's a tank that's hammered down, you kill all of the squishies, and then you finish the hammer with a pin, fire strike cancel, and that should give you 27% to your next hammer, or something like that. I think it's 27% to your next hammer down. So charge is always to be used after the effects of the actual hammer down are complete. Right? So what we would do... Wait for the 100%. Boom. And I get next charge. That's the other thing, is that squishies who aren't receiving healing, because the hammer down itself does 50 damage, Hammer, 1 swing, 1 fire strike is exactly 200 HP. Exactly 200 HP. So, you saw that it was hammer, swing, fire strike, charge. So, anyway, that's, there you go. Reinhardt text. Sorry, I meant it passes the 200 HP breakpoint. It passes the breakpoint. It's not exactly 200. It's enough to kill 200 HP heroes. Breakpoints. Don't fucking don't lull me. Anyway, 2 swings plus hammer is 200, but hammer, and then if you're too far away, fire strike while you're walking into hammer range is fine, but hammer, swing, fire will also kill. Okay, back to the VOD. I do not have eyebrows. None eyebrows.
Back up. No need to be this aggressive.
I'm just
Reinhardt
getting
should
him
have shadow.
healed. My ult's ready.
Yes! Finally, I'm actually.
I need help. I need help.
I'm coming.
That's not how this game works!
Eliminate the Mercy.
Something like that, right? Oh my god. What? Just because they missed a hammer doesn't mean that you get a license to charge like
I have
that.
shatter. No, that was stupid. Oh god. So one of the things to also do with a Reinhardt is if you do have shatter in this exact situation, if you this will catch Reinhardt's out up to Grandmaster, guarantee it. This trick, picked it up from XCC first and foremost. But if you do go for a slam or anything, immediately slam, no delay, 0 delay at all. Because the thing is, if you slam a Reinhardt, if you're gonna actually slam him, you can take a step back, kind of like jump back while you're hammer down, while you're actually doing the hammer down. But if you do kind of charge in, most Reinhardt's reactions when they get pinned are going to be one of 2 things. So it's either going to be swing back on the guy who charged them, or try and countercharge. But countercharge actually has a little bit of a wind-up. And they're going to be in that little stunned period after having been pinned. So if you need to hammer, you can either hammer the Reinhardt immediately, or you can hammer his team. But yeah, Reinhardt's will not normally immediately shield after being pinned. It's not something that they normally do. Unless it was an acute charge. But especially if you do a Narnia charge and you have hammer, one of the best ways out of it. So just pin somebody long range. See if I can't actually find an example of this. But yeah, pin somebody and then shatter immediately. No delay. Huh. Just like that. So, super aggressive. You know, they won't have expected it. They won't have lined it up. Reinhardt's won't have shielded it. So if you are going to be doing those really massive, high-risk, high-reward charges, may as well all in and shatter immediately after the pin. And just have in your mind where you're going to aim, because you're not going to be able to aim it first. You press it, and then you turn 90 degrees, and just BAM! Slam. Help me out.
Good. What's good?
So yeah, you could have done it there. You could have done it there, absolutely. So here. So you're going for the charge. This is suicidal, but you've got hammer. So you pin the Reinhardt, and you know that he's going to be on the left. So what you could do is you pin him.
No.
What?
That was stupid.
Oh, you pinned him into that little blockade thing. But I thought you had passed it. But yeah, if you pinned him, you could immediately slam, because his team, all 4 or 5 of them are on the right. He's on the left. He's not going to shield.
Oh,
what's his immediate reaction? You saw his immediate reaction is swing back on that fucker who pinned me. You could have crushed 5 of them into the dirt right there.
God, help me out.
Good. What's Good.
There's Winston's bubble out. That's good.
What's good?
And then you died.
You know, the whole lot of gang shit.
Bastion, get out of there. We'll group up.
There's
around
your
this
Bastion
next
doing
corner.
Bastion things.
Just group up.
Team is too far back to follow up, though. But why
Yep.
do you need follow-up?
Yep, I know.
Hammer, Fire Strike, Swing, kills
Everyone
squishies.
group up. Okay.
Why would you need
We
follow-up?
gotta take this fight. We gotta take this fight.
You are your own follow-up. Be your own follow-up.
Kill.
Why are you waiting to fire like hammer?
Heals,
Just
heals.
destroy him. If you use hammer
You
to
have to
kill
touch
2,
back.
you don't have to hit 6.
I'm
If you
holding
use
point,
hammer
I'm
to
holding
kill
point.
2,
This is when.
then the remaining 4, who you are going to demonstrate the superiority of German
Going back,
engineering
going
to,
back.
will
Just
contribute to
contesting,
your
I'm
next
contesting.
hammer. If you
I'm
get
not-
that soldier in the pit, god damn it.
I got the soldier.
Don't be afraid of killing 2.
That's
The
unfortunate.
remaining 4 are just sacrifices to your ult charge
Kill the
meter.
Winston, kill the Winston. Don't let him. Oh, Mercy got
City's
res off.
down.
Reinhardt should have. No, wait, no, he shouldn't. I'm about to have ult.
Good enough.
No! Oh, they say 9. Okay, I thought we seen.
So yeah, you definitely need to work on your awareness and kind of. You need to become more of an instinctual player. I can also tell that you're a very thoughtful player. You like knowing the answer. You like research. You're probably the kind of guy who likes chess. Either that or like Age of Empires. Age of Empires 2, Red Alert 2. No, maybe you probably really liked Age of Empires. Red Alert 2 was probably just your fucking jam. Absolutely. You probably loved the shit out of Red Alert. Unfortunately, this isn't Red Alert 2. Great game. Red Alert 3 was a travesty. But Red Alert 2, it really hit the spot. But you need to become more of an instinctual player. You need to think less, and you need to be aware of more, and then trust your instincts. And if they were wrong, be like, no instincts. Oh, shit. Bad instincts. Don't do that again. And your instincts will develop. I'm so sorry. I actually punched my microphone. But bad instincts. And then just kind of show them the way. But need to act with less hesitation. Okay. Let's compare this to a diamond VOD. To a diamond Reinhardt. Do. The main event. That's his name. Okay. So, low diamond Reinhardt main, and you're playing. Yeah, this is fine. So you've got a Zarya, you've got a Mercy, a Zenyatta, a Tracer for flanks. It's not meta, but it's fine. And then you've got a Junkrat. Okay, let's see what you got for us.
Push the point. Push into them. Go. Nice pick.
What are you shielding? You shouldn't be fire striking divas when they still have defense matrix unless your purpose is specifically to burn their defense matrix.
Push the point.
And right here, what are you shielding? Thank God you, giant German man, have protected this staircase from the evil onslaught of red team. This staircase is real well protected. So there's a couple things. Every time you put up your shield, if you ask yourself the question, what are you shielding? If the answer is either yourself or nothing, the answer is wrong, and you should be swinging instead.
Push into them. Go. Nice.
Like, why? Why? They have uninterruptible damage here. It doesn't matter.
Pick.
You're at full health. Doesn't matter. Stop shielding. Okay, so more aggression. Already off the bat, your health pool is a resource. You trade your health pools for distance and damage. Position, I suppose, more than distance. I don't have anything really wrong with that charge.
They're pushing me.
What are you shielding?
Nice. Get the point.
Good. So what are you shielding?
Winston half, Winston one. Can heal.
Like, when they've got dive or uninterruptible damage, you're just Hammerman. You're absolutely just Hammerman. Hey, thanks, Maximus. I appreciate that.
About the Moira though?
Brigitte.
There's Rectangle Man, which you do against really good snipers, and then there's Hammer Man, which you do against dive.
Oh, Moira 1. Got her. I'm on Winston.
Oh my god, Hammer Man's such a great strategy.
Got him.
What is uninterruptible damage? Damage that can't be blocked by a shield. So like Doomfist's damage is uninterruptible. Brigitte, I guess it's unblockable. I'm using the wrong term. It's unblockable damage, not uninterruptible. Unblockable is the better term. Reinhardt's damage can't be blocked. Winston's damage can't be blocked. Zarya's can't be blocked, or sorry, can be blocked. So.
Soldier left. Come on, Genji. I have Shatter.
Hammerman.
I'm with you, Tracer.
Hammerman does whatever a Hammerman does. Does he hammer? Calling us in the face. Yes, he does. Because he's Hammerman. Watch out. Here comes Hammerman.
Nice. Winston.
I'll take it. Hammerman.
I see them.
Hammerman.
I see a 4-man. I press Q.
Hammerman. Like, was it really super necessary for you to actually use your hammer there? Not really. You were already winning. You already had control of the point. And when we're talking about, we talked about it during the Zarya the Zarya review, right? Is that like, yeah, this is a play of the game chatter. Absolutely, this is a play of the game chatter. But look, you've already got 2 on the kill feed. So there's 2 on the kill feed here. Oh, sorry, it's a diva and her mech.
Winston.
You just recently killed Soldier though, because Soldier just died before this. So you're at 10%. Kablam! They all got fucked. Eat the ground, nerds. Problems. Does this get you or your team any ult charge? It gets your team a little bit of ult charge, a little bit, but you do the vast majority of the damage to these guys. Kablam! Kablam! Fuck you! You're dead too! Die, Moira! So, you got like 10% out of that. You got like 10% out of that, but they were dying. 4-man stagger, but now your ult's reset, right? You didn't get much value out of that. So when we're talking about the Grav Dragon, when do you Grav Dragon? As late as possible. At this point in time, they're still in the stagger phase, which is when you definitely do not use ultimates because you don't need them. Your stagger phase is really good because you can buy time if you get kills, and you're gaining a further and further ultimate advantage. But if you save your hammer, you are playing against dive, right? So on their next attack, if instead of winning a fight at 10% here, so you won the fight at 10%, boom. They're going to regroup. They're going to fight you at 24%, or they were until you slammed them. They're going to fight at 24%, and then that's going to be an even fight. But if instead of fighting at 24%, they fought at 20%, and then you won this fight with Slam, then their next fight is going to be at 35%. So if you are guaranteed a fight win, which against dive, as long as you don't all fucking die immediately, you can just slam whoever the hell you want after Winston Bubble is down. Try and delay winning the fight for as long as possible to get the most value out of your win, out of your ultimate. And if after a team engages, you slam and kill 2, there's 4 remaining for you to clean up with your ultimate, which will get you your next ultimate, instead of killing 2 without ultimates and then staggering the 4 with a play of the game ultimate, which puts you so badly behind on ult economy in the grand scheme of the things that it's pretty disastrous. This diagram is flawless.
I see them. I see a 4-man. I press Q.
But you need to resist that urge. You ain't a Genji. Play the game ultimates should not be a thing if you're thinking about practically winning games.
They got fair now.
And they're on fire.
I would fucking hope main event does the Fire Strike cancel. If main event doesn't do the Fire Strike cancel, he's honestly unmodded.
Hard to play safer on that. They point. Here they come. Here they come.
They're pushing it.
Fuck that wall.
Listen to the first trick.
Fuck that wall in particular.
Here they come. Here they come. Coming main. Coming main. Go. I'm half. Barrage just barraging my shield. Give me huge tire. Huge tire.
See, he's doing the Fire Strike cancel. And I appreciate the 900 IQ distraction of charging in with your tire. I like that.
Come on, Zarya. Zarya on point. Zarya point. Zarya.
Call out her cooldown status if you saw personal.
Nice.
Can you help Ryan at the trans? Thank you. I'm dead.
On Luckers. So chat, what was the problem? Chat, what was the problem?
Come on, Zarya. Zarya on point. Zarya point. Zarya.
Nice.
Can you help Ryan at the trans? Thank you. I'm dead.
He was a bot. That's not helpful, even if it is true. Oh, man, too funny. So, did we not hear... What did you guys hear? No one even thought about the Genji. Wow. Genji ult. Thank you. Of course nobody's coming to help you with the fucking Zarya. There's a Genji ulting.
Dude, I'm on Zarya. Zarya on point. Zarya point. Zarya.
Ryujin no karaoke.
Zarya.
Zarya is no longer of any remote relevance. All efforts onto that Genji. If you had a charge, I would immediately find my Zenyatta and charge my Zenyatta. Because that's what that Genji is going to be tunnel visioning on. So if I had charge up, which you didn't because you did an Arnia charge trying to 900 IQ escort your tire. Seriously, if a Genji blades, and I like as long as the opponent doesn't have shatter, I will 180, find my support, and just charge my friendly support. Because 9 times out of 10, that's where the Genji is going to be. And I'm either going to boop the Genji away or pin his weeb ass into a wall. One of the two. Zen immediately ulted anyway, but we don't know if Genji committed his dash, and if he did commit his dash, we can still punish him.
Nice.
Can you help Ryan at the trans? Thank you. I'm dead.
Just stall it.
Yeah.
I have ult next fight.
And now they've got a Pharah, which sucks.
Make sure we're all there. We don't have any ults to combo with it, so we're just gonna have to all swing into it.
Yeah.
Nice, I'm burning Winston.
Guys going.
Nice, my shield's half. Think you recharge a little bit. Come on, Winston in the back. Winston in the back.
I liked it though. Peeling with charge, especially if they're dive tanks, dive your supports, peeling with charge is honestly not a bad idea. Otherwise, you're just going to get poked by their backline, and it's more important that you assist your backline in a Rein comp than you try and attack an opposing backline as like a solo Rein or something. What is peeling? Just returning to your supports in order to protect them.
Zarya low, Zarya 1.
Did your Fire Strike miss?
No worries. Just die.
So this becomes very challenging in the fact that your supports, your DPS, are hard countered here. This sucks ass. And not in the good way. I'm sure somebody in chat was like, sucks ass? You know what? That doesn't sound that bad. Okay. So ignoring that dude, this sucks ass in the bad way.
I have 4 ults from that.
Yeah.
So you swapped off Tracer. Now you're running McCree, but you were running Tracer, which was countered by Brigitte, and then you were running Junkrat, which is, I assume you're still running Junkrat because you do almost have Riptire, which is being countered by the Pharah themselves. And it's good that you have the McCree now so that your shield actually has a purpose, whereas previously it did not. And you would have wanted to act like a DPS, but in order to do that, you would have had to move forward, which would have opened up the angles for the Pharah in order to shoot both your head and your backline. So against a Pharah is much like playing a Widow in that you actually, as Reinhardt, can't push as aggressively into a team as you would otherwise.
All right, we'll have a let's try to just use Grav Tire here. Or grab and barrage out of them. Do you use anything else?
They use more, yeah.
Use more ult? Alright. Alright, pushing left with me. Zarya, come back. Run left here. Go left, go left. Go, 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 go.
One of the things that so when you're talking about like pathing or anything like that, one of the things that you want to be really careful about is areas in which an opponent has an advantage. So going indoors is pretty good idea. It's a decent enough idea in the way that you have a roof above your head, which makes it difficult for an opponent to dive you. However, on the other hand, you have a character called McCree who likes to operate on sight lines. So you're moving purposefully, I might remind you, because you're the one actually calming this. You are purposefully moving into an area of the map in which the Winston can cleave your team and the Pharah can spam AoE rockets into, where you cannot fight back against either the Winston or the Pharah. You can't do either. So you picked a shitty path really badly. The only way this works out at all is the fact that if McCree can rotate onto the high ground through staircase and not get booped up or utterly fucked. But ideally, main would be much better. Longer sight lines, less areas for Pharah to hide, and you yourself can be more impactful without endangering your backline. There's a Reaper. The Winston's just going to back off around the corner, and then the Reaper would be overextended. It's not going to work. It's just... Herder, I'm Plat Chad. They've got a Reaper. Winston is successfully countered. Hooray!
Yeah. Alright, let's go in. Grab when you see it. Grab when you see it.
Ooh, that was really high value grab.
Nicely done.
One chance.
No more ults. No more ults. We win.
This is behind us.
You missed a hammer swing. You're at the elo where I would not expect you to miss hammer swings as much as you do. Like, I never thought that I'd be giving the advice to a diamond level Reinhardt to not miss fire or miss hammer swings.
No more ults. No more ults. We win.
This is behind us.
Boom. Swing. That would have missed. That would have missed. But there are a couple things in the fact that Elo is just a name of a ranking system. Okay. 5 meters range on your hammer, right? Elo is the last name of the inventor of the ranking system. See? Can't hit?
I'm just getting started.
Look at that! Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Okay. The reason why this works. is because if we look at Rein's hammer hitbox is not an arc. It is not an arc. No. Rein's hammer hitbox is a fucking rectangle. Which means that if we draw from the front center to the edge, this distance might be 5 meters, but this distance is, I don't even know, 5.5? 6? So if something's just on the edge of your range, turning your camera can give you extra range. So it's kind of a misconception here, but your hammer accuracy sucks because you're aiming at the target. So practice not looking at your target and looking away from the direction of your swing in order to have the hammer swing not only impact your target earlier, but also from farther away. There you go. I don't actually know if this applies to Genji's blade as well.
I haven't missed the entire hammer swing. I want Genji here on the left. I have Shatter. I'm looking for a fast Shatter. They have a Rein now? That wants him? Here they come. I'm looking for Shatter here. Push up with me, push up with me.
Huge.
Hey, look at him! He finished his charge with
Rein.
Look at him! Look at him!
Push up,
You
push up.
fucking did it, bud!
Push up.
Look at your hammer charge! Look at your hammer charge!
Yeah, break.
It's 40%
Genji's gonna try to touch point. Genji's gonna try to touch
It
point.
would have been a lot higher if you could land a
Touch
fire
point,
strike.
touch point, touch
But
point.
look at
Golden
you!
touch.
You did the full hammer attack!
Genji
Look
won?
at you!
Nice.
Stop missing your fire strikes!
Nicely done.
I loved that! Slam, swing, fire strike, they're standing up. Charge, pin. It only didn't work because it wasn't stunned. Not your fault. It was great follow-up. You killed 2 with the hammer. You got the remaining 4, not only giving you extra time, but extra ult charge. More! Bring me another!
You know, Winston or Diva? Or Winston or Rein?
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Let's go with Rein. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I use a program called Epic Pen.
The Rein machine broke.
Ryan machine broke.
Go right, high ground.
Bounce house.
No,
I took the Mega. Brig one. Genji low. Break.
God, there's just like this like spidey sense that goes off in my mind anytime somebody just risks getting just fucking dumpstered, and the alarm bells go off. The little people inside of my head start screaming and panicking, and there's a Brig right here with all of her cooldowns, and there's a pit on your right. She's thankfully an idiot and stunned you, but she still has her flail. Oh, you got bubbled. I didn't notice that the first watch through because I was freaking out too much. You would have been sent into the drink had your Zarya not bubbled you. Oh my god, my just fucking brain melted.
I took the Mega. Brig one. Genji low. Break. Brig low. Genji half. Nice.
That's also why it's actually an advantage for Reinhardt to start on the other side that you didn't start on, because then your initial hammer swings send people off the coast, whereas if you're starting on the side that you started on with Reinhardt, your hammer swings actually save people from impending death.
Nice. Play point now.
In the same way that... Question for you, chat. if you are looking for a hammer, do you position yourself to the right of the Reinhardt or to the left of the Reinhardt? If you are defending against a hammer, do you position yourself to the right of the Reinhardt, to the left of the Reinhardt? Are they different? Are the same? Defend left, hammer right. You're correct.
They have hog now?
You defend on the left so that their hammer swings will send you center. And you defend on the, or you attack on the right so that your hammer swings will move him out of the way.
Hog Winston.
It's if you are trying to be defensive against a hammer, you position yourself to the left side of the Reinhardt as much as possible.
Hook. Call it when he uses hook. Use hook. No.
You know that Ryan's hammer goes both left and right? Yes. But it's a extreme disadvantage to try and sit through both swings in order to get a left to right hammer swing, right? You can't immediately move from shielding into swinging left to right. So swinging right to left for Reinhardt's is probably like 80 to 90% of their hammer swings.
No hook, no hook.
Maybe not 90%, about 80%, I would think.
80 to shatter, 80 to shatter. Shield recharging. Watch for soldier left, soldier left. Just coalescence.
This is a pretty fatal mistake.
Watch for soldier left, soldier left.
This is called flashing.
Use hook. No hook, no hook.
Okay. Look at your shields. You drop your shield at 1229. You drop your shield at 1229. And think about, what were you shielding? And now, why did you drop your shield? And if you dropped your shield to recharge it...
Use hook, no hook, no hook.
Why did you put it up when you gained 21 shield HP? And then you drop it again.
Shatter, 80 to shatter.
And you flash it. And then you move over here.
Watch for soldier.
And you flash it.
Soldier left, soldier left.
And they coalescence.
Just coalescence.
And then you flash it here too. You are doing your absolute best to prevent your shield from actually recharging. Commit to letting your shield recharge.
Got stun. Can I get shatter here? Keep Ryan up, keep Ryan up, keep Ryan up. I got a shatter here.
You, oh my. Please get punished for this. Yes.
Is Zarya? I shouldn't have used it. You're only down one, it's still winnable.
Commit to recharging your shield. Stop being just an indecisive pansy and sitting halfway between shielding and recharging. Let your shield recharge. Use as little shield as necessary so that you keep it up for as long as possible. And when you need to recharge, recharge. Let it recharge. And if you properly manage your heals, whether or not that recharging is happening by you attacking or taking cover, it doesn't matter. But try and make the three modes between aggression, shielding, and recharging separate. And if you are recharging, recharge. Be okay with dipping a little bit more into your health pool in order to have your shield recharge farther. And never, ever, ever let your shield fully break.
All as long as you can, so as long as you can.
No heals, no heals.
No, they use blade and...
They use coalescence and blade?
Yeah, they bladed.
Yeah, they use blade.
Sorry,
I hate statements like this. Part of the problem is the guy making calls throughout the videos. Many of the calls are not correct. I don't like this mentality, is that the calls are a mistake because they're not perfect. When people play the game, their positioning is trash, their aim is trash, their game sense is trash, and yet they still keep using their game sense. and their positioning and their aim. It's kind of like saying, well, you're bad at aiming, so you should just stop aiming. You're bad at positioning, so you should just stop positioning. Okay, no. The way you get better at those things is by keep doing them, especially because you suck. You've got to practice it. You've got to get better. Nobody starts good at shot calling. Nobody starts good at shot calling. It's got to be practiced the same way aim has to be practiced. And being shit at something is the first step to being slightly mediocre. So yeah, don't tell people to stop shot calling because they suck at it. Tell them why they suck and what they need to change.
Halfway there. There's a soldier left side.
No, you got pooped. That would have been a great...
Nice
Okay.
done. Push it on that. Push it on that. Go, boys. Let's go. I got Ryan.
Hello, Ryan.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Genji low. Genji low.
You abandon your team during
Chase.
it,
Nice.
but...
Nicely done. I'm gonna go pick Mercy up.
Off tanks are shot calling more recently.
Transfer plate. I have volley here.
Nice. I'm on Ryan.
Sure, left side.
Break no stun. Break no stun. I didn't mean to charge. It worked out.
You didn't need to charge! I love it.
Huge. Go. Push in. Break.
They're on point. They're on point.
They're blading.
It almost did look like you specifically turned your camera there to get the extra hammer range. But the other thing about, at least as a Reinhardt, one of the things that I really like to do when I'm trying to look for hammer is track cooldowns. Personal bubbles, projected bubbles, shield bashes, a whole bunch of things like that. Anything that could prevent my hammer. And I generally won't go for them unless I saw those resources used already. So I wouldn't have hammered that early. I would have tried to bait them in. And again, the other thing is that people just instinctually will chase things that are running away from them. People will occupy or claim the space that you have given up. So if you need to buy time in order for an opponent to use resources, and again, win a fight as slowly as possible, back. Oh, they use projected. They're still chasing. Oh, they won't. Boom! Counter slam. They're dead.
Oh, Mercy price. It's...
Genji one.
If you're fighting a Genji, time your hammers. Stop swinging during his reflex, and get your last hammer to coincide with the ending of his reflect. So don't just mindlessly swing into a Genji, right? So boom, he's reflected, boom. So your last hammer swing hit right as his reflect ended. Boom. Reflect is done. You got really unlucky with the timing. Reflect lasts 2 seconds. So, and it also has a sound cue, right? So if he reflects, just look at him, and then as soon as it's about to end, whoop, bam, and smash him right as reflect ends.
Genji one.
This is fine, honestly. You've got over 85%, that's fine. Is it 3 seconds? I thought it was 2. Passion. It's 2 seconds, isn't it? No, it's got to be 2 seconds.
Just hold on.
Alright, this is essentially 99. Get 99. Ah, close enough. Alright, we got grab here. We should be able to win this fight with that easily.
Pretty sure deflect is 2 minutes. You can't leave reflect until you wall climb. And yes, this is indeed the charades for reflect. I'm not sure if you knew that, but now you know. It's important knowledge. That's okay. This takes practice. This is reflect. You got to do the head bob too. Anyway.
Alright, let's go, boys. Fucked up that fire strike or whatever.
Yes, that fire strike, and only that fire strike was the one you fucked up. Right? So let's look at your health once again.
Fucked up
So good. You were getting down to about
that fire
350.
strike or whatever.
You get healed back up. As soon as your health starts to go back up above like 400, drop your shield, right? Your supports can heal you. Your supports can't heal your shield. Use as little shield as possible while you still have health pool remaining. Armor remaining in particular, because that'll make the healing more effective.
Bring us down, bring us down. Pushing in. Alright, no ults here.
This is fine that you had to grab early.
Alright, grab. Unlucky, bro.
Unlucky. I love that unlucky is catching on. It's my favorite anti-tilt word. Discord.gg/elohell. That is the Discord.
No worries. These like everything there. They might have blade, but besides that, we're good to go. Go, boys. I'm gonna try to get fat shatter here.
Yeah, I can combo with it.
So if you're looking for the shatter, you have to be paying attention to cooldowns. So calling projected is important. Calling or seeing personal is, yeah. I wasn't kidding about discord.gg/elohell. It's probably the best Discord name.
Let's go, let's push, let's go. Genji right?
Fair, unfair.
Genji late.
Do they have hammer here, though? Did you track their hammer? Because if you didn't track hammer, and they have it, you just killed your team and lost the game. Right here. I didn't hear you calling hammer.
Genji lit. I'm stunned.
But, oof.
Break low.
Oh, is Tailspin here? Hey, Tailspin, good to see you. But you really got to be careful because, like, while peeling is good, peeling for one person, but exposing the remaining 4 members of your team to danger itself is not a good trade. If there are other people on your team who can peel better, like if it does not require you to peel, it is more important that you protect the rest of your team. Oh, yeah. It got break too. You need to shield here, though.
Fat trans. Their Rein's down. I'm on Zarya.
Location and cooldown status.
Main. Zarya middle.
Good there.
Zarya middle.
No bubble?
Zarya right. This is winnable. Fuck the charge, no worries. Come on, Brig low. Zarya no friendly.
Good. Oh, that's unfortunate. Charge the grab! Again, immediately, that'd just be my reaction. Because whether the Genji dashes onto me or dashes onto the grab, it doesn't matter. There's a pretty good chance of me doing something other than just dying. Right? As you get low and the fight is becoming riskier, you need to make riskier and riskier plays that are tied to higher and higher reward outcomes in order to try and swap the flow of the battle back the other way. So yeah, as soon as I saw the grab and the Genji bladed, 2 things immediately popped into my head. He's either going for me or the grab. Doesn't matter. Either way, I'm charging the grab. One of the 2 things. What is the thing in the middle called? Some people call it pagoda. So I've heard it called pagoda.
Oh.
Why? I don't know. It's pretty noticeable, but...
Unlucky. Alright, bring it back.
Gazebo. Sorry, pagoda and gazebo. Yeah. I've heard gazebo as well. Stop the VOD, I need to go pee. Unluckers. Sup? Well, not much, just looking at Reinhardt VOD. I'm not sure if we're going to do a Mercy Moira one after this, but people have been wanting to look at that VOD pretty much all day, too. Unluckers. Everything is pagoda. Isn't that the truth? Unless it's dojo. But then it's also pagoda. Because if it's pagoda and dojo, it's not gazebo unless it is. In which case it's hut. Unless it's house. Why haven't I been hearing much about looking at ult status in kill cams? Because people don't practice that. Because ult cams are kill cams are disabled in tournaments. So you can use it, but serious players don't because they don't have that tool in tournaments.
The voice.
Yeah, tournaments have kill cams disabled.
Yes. Push into them. Let's go.
Do you really want to push into them?
100%
Press tab. Press tab. Mercy, Zen, Soldier, Diva, Tracer. Okay. Mercy, Zenyatta, Tracer, Soldier, Diva.
The voice.
They have Zarya Brig. Okay? You need to recognize when you have the advantage, when the opponent has the advantage, and how to play around those. And chat, what is the best way to make a Brigitte useless? What is the best way to make a Brigitte useless? Just stay the fuck away from her. She has no range. So if an opponent is running triple support, so if they're running Mercy, Zenyatta, Brigitte, Hanzo, Pharah, no, not Pharah, Zarya, Reinhardt, like they're playing 3 supports, Rein, Zarya, 1 DPS. We'll assume Hanzo. If they're playing that, but you are playing Rein, Zarya, Hanzo, Pharah, or Hanzo Junkrat, or Hanzo Widow, or fucking whatever combination of 2 DPS, if you don't have a Brigitte, you have the advantage in DPS as long as it's at range. So the very fucking last thing that you want to do at this moment in time is go and attack their Reinhardt where they have the advantage. You give them maximum value. You need to play like a little bitch here. That's your best bet. If they push in, you kite back, because if they're pushing in, especially since you have flankers, your soldier's going to be on high ground. If they try and push you in order to get value out of their Brigitte, then all of the sight lines in the world are going to become available to your DPS. So no W. You just do just little tiny Ws. Right enough onto the point so that they aren't capping it. And then if they push you, you back. But yeah, you need to outvalue them. But you just gifting yourself to a Brig Zarya, when you have a Diva to back you up, oof, suicide. Absolute suicide.
Yes.
Also, the closer you get to the opponent team, you're crossing half before, like, so even if your DPS do win the flank wars, they can't really assist you unless they're actually flanking past these walls.
Push into them. Let's go. Brig no stun.
Push into them. Let's go. With what resources exactly do you expect to do that?
Unlucky. Huge res. Huge res. Run down. Run down.
Great counter charge. Great counter charge.
Run down. Nice. Zarya. I'm shielding.
No stun. I need heals. Thank you.
Nice fire
Brig
strike
one.
cancel. Nice kill.
Almost alright.
Good shields. Great.
You're good, bud. Genji next. Genji low.
Oh, they're also on back.
Genji one. Play point. You win.
We win these. Well, honestly, you didn't play that badly. You tried to push up, and then you're like, maybe I shouldn't be here, and you push back. But you played really conservative at that choke. That went pretty well. That went better than I expected. That went much better than I expected. Jayne in chat, how do you carry as Mercy and low elo? Surviving, clutch resurrects, liberal use of damage application where necessary.
No worries.
Blue beam wins games more than yellow beam. And your life is more valuable as Mercy than anyone else on your team. So if somebody else is running into their death, do not join them. Allow them to die like a plebeian. Laugh at them. Remain alive.
A shatter coming up.
Yeah, I basically have.
Push main, push main. They're all right side. Go, go, go. Go main, go main, go main. I'm looking for a shatter here.
That Rhine knows. His shield broke, though.
Nice, nice, nice. Oh, I got stunned.
Shoot, 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 shoot.
No worries.
I don't know why he went right. I don't know. If you play with high ping, my recommendation is Pharah.
Just walked right into that. Alright, let's go. Right side. Take control of the mini room. Take control of the mini room. You guys ready? Go. Push in. Go, 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 go. Oh, push, push, push. Oh, Mercy.
Yeah, with him.
Nice, I'm halfway to another shatter. Alright, we lost Diva Mac. Unlucky.
Like, there's a lot of mistakes that you're making, but a lot of the mistakes are minor, and I definitely think that they just have such a powerful front line that, like, they have such a huge advantage over you. Your Diva is basically useless. You are, by extension, are useless because the Zarya and the Brigitte simply get more value out of you, and then their soldier can't really push because he's going to have no assistance against their soldier plus their Genji, and then your Tracer is just getting bodied. So, yes, you're making mistakes, but this one is going to be one of the few where I do kind of, I'll give you that this one might be a team please. You know, your fire strike accuracy is fucking horrendous, especially for Diamond. You know, little things about shield management and just kind of like understanding who has an advantage is important, and I think that you have... that you had a Diva and you called for a hard engage against a Zarya and a Brigitte is a bit questionable.
Do you have any ults coming up? Someone get ready to touch. Mercy, don't touch yet. Get ready to. Alright, go now.
Yeah! Oh, you didn't... Oh, I thought you got the Rhine, too.
Sure, I guess.
Enough for you to work on. Enough for you to work on. And, like, yes, your team was definitely the worst team between the two, but could a Masters Reinhardt have carried that? Probably. Could a Grandmaster's Reinhardt have carried that? Definitely. So, you were at a disadvantage, but you were still in very winnable territory. So, yeah. I've got a practice routine for you. Main event, I've got a practice routine for you. Damn it. Aw, it hit the fucking platform. Yeah, just gotta bash the fucking bot up. Let's go. Let's go. Where are you going to? That's too high. No, I did hit it. Dope. Still a little bit too high, though. Yeah, I'm absolutely terrible, man, but you can hit it from different angles and whatnot. Huh. Huh. There we go. So, that's a fun one to practice. It's a really fun one to practice.